but I just want to give you guys overview. The easiest way to textual analysis is keyword search. So basically, you get the textual and you do keyword search to do the textual analysis, and your homework is keyword search based. The project you guys doing is keyword search based. So for keyword search based, one of the problem of keyword search is you need to define keywords. So for example, what we want to define in your project, you are doing sentiment analysis. The sentiment analysis, you have to define what's the positive sentiment keywords, what's the negative sentiment keywords. So positive sentiment keywords, very easy example is good, great, interesting. These are positive sentiment keywords. What is negative sentiment keyword? Depressing, difficult, desperate, right? This kind of, that's a negative sentiments. But one problem is how would you define a complete list of positive words and negative words? I just mentioned the 3 positive words, but I also mentioned the 3 negative words. How do I know they're complete? Because you need a complete keyword list in order to do the textual analysis. You need a complete. So this is several ways you guys can do for keyword search approach. I want to explain one by one to you guys, and you guys can have understanding if you want to do the advanced keyword search approach, what kind of stuff you can do to build a keyword list. The first approach is just you read a random sample and build your own keyword list. So for example, conference call. What do? You read like about 200 conference call. And for each conference call, you label it yourself. You say, oh, this is positive, this is negative, this is positive, this is negative. So you randomly read a random sample of conference call, and you identify which keywords are positive, which keywords are negative. You do that on your own. So that's the first approach. I tell you guys the pros and cons of the first approach. The cons of the approach is time consuming. You have to read a 200 conference call. I know you guys are all busy, and so that's time consuming, and also objectivity. So some of you believe this is positive, but I think this is not positive. We may have disagreement from each other, so they will make it very complicated. So normally what we have to do is you have a 2-person to read, like I read, you read. If we agree with each other, this is positive, and we consider it's positive. If we disagree, we don't need it. We just abandon it. So that's that's a first approach. That's the first approach. You randomly read some samples and you pick up the keywords that you believe is positive and negative. And then if you have subjectivity, you have 2-person to read, and you only pick up words who has a consensus. That's a first approach. That's a first approach, which is time consuming. Okay. The second approach is, by the way, I just want you guys to know, the sentiment keywords that you use right now is from the first approach. Okay, 2 finance professor from Notre Dame, they manually read, they manually verify. So the sentiment keywords you guys are doing for your project is from the first approach, manual picking. Okay, but that's very long time ago. That's 2011. What year is now? 2021. It has 10 years has passed. We have more contemporaneous approach to build up the keyword list. For example, what we do is, for example, when we build up political keywords, like keywords about politics, what we do is the new approach is we find a political textbook. We believe the political textbook has a keywords related to the politics, But a textbook also has some other unrelated keywords like economics, sociology, blah blah blah. There's a lot of other stuff. So what people do is you use the political keywords textbook minus other textbook. When you take the difference between the two textbooks, you can assume, we're assuming you get the keywords that is only related to politics. So let's approach what we are doing right now. Same thing as a climate risk. You know, when we want to identify climate risk, what do? We go to the United States. United States has a lot of climate report, official climate report about the so you can get all this white paper, technical paper about the climate report, because the climate report has the keywords about the climate. So you get the climate report. So this kind of, you can get the climate keyword list from the textbook or from this technical white book of the authority. That's how we built the keyword list now. We rarely randomly read in the recent years. It's too time consuming as subjectivity, but you can realize on the authority source, like textbook or white papers of related subject. That's a new way we're doing that. Another way I don't recommend is you look at the dictionary, you look at the similar words. So for example, you look at Oxford Dictionary, you look at the politics, and you find what's the similar words defined by Oxford Dictionary, and then you use the similar words as the keyword list. I do not recommend that. I do not, because the word list, keyword list will be too short, and also it doesn't consider many information. It's something is a backup choice, okay? Not good choice, backup choice. And also we have the ways to do the supervised learning, we have the unsupervised learning and the supervised learning to do that, and to figure out the keyword list. And I also give you guys some example later on. For these two, we will discuss later on. I told you guys for this class, I want you guys to understand the machine learning, but I don't need you guys to learn how to code the machine learning. So is my volume okay? Just can you guys hear me clear? Is my volume okay? Hello?
Yes.
No? Oh, okay, good. Okay. So this is the overview of how you build the keyword list first, because in your project I already give you the sentiment keyword list, but in a real project, when you work for a firm, when you work for Big Four, when you work for mutual fund, no professor will give you a keyword list. You know, it's not something you can ask your boss saying, hey boss, I don't have a keyword list. My professor gave me a keyword list so I can do the project one, but I don't have keyword list here. Can you give me a keyword list? There's no keyword list for you. When you do the real project, you have to build on your own. Okay, I just want to make it clear. You have to build on your own. For our class, I will always give you the keyword list. This is it's just for practice, but in the real world, you have to do it on your own. But this is the way you build on your own. You either read the sample, random sample, or you use authority textbook or white papers. I don't recommend Oxford Dictionary to expanding like a politics to the similar words. Machine learning is also a good way to do that. It's a little bit too much to talk about right now, but I will talk about later on. And also, you guys can check my Bilibili website. I kind of have very detailed information about introduce this, about 10 hours video on that. So so check on the website, and it's something you can learn from there. So this is how you build a dictionary on your own. This is about the keyword search approach. So once you do the keywords, you need to build a keyword list. This is how we this is different ways we build the keywords. You choose the whatever you like. Okay, you choose whatever you like. So this is about keywords. I also want to discuss a little bit about I want to also discuss a little bit about what kind of things keyword search cannot do. What kind of things machine learning can do? What's the limitation of keyword list? You know, most of people are doing keyword list for text analysis, but what's the limitation on that? Let's look at the two examples so you can see the limitation. So like I said, I just always give you guys a big picture. I want you guys to know the nature of the data, and I always want you guys to know the technology which is available for you. But which technology you are going to choose, up to you. If you want to choose a keyword search, perfect, fine with me. If you want to choose supervised learning, perfect, fine with me. If you want to choose unsupervised learning, perfect, fine with me. My job is not teach you which techniques you should choose. My job is to tell you all the options available for you, and you choose what's the best for you, because you have different application, different research question. So this is, I'm going to teach you some other techniques which is available for you. But whether you choose it or not, you choose it, totally up to your business, up to your specific business problems. So you can choose different techniques based on your need, on demand. So let's look at the example here. So bad is a negative word here, so negative sentiment. Great is a positive sentiment. So undeterred by the bad weather, we have experienced great sales growth this quarter. This is a talking from the conference call. It's a CEO. CEO was talking about this. Oh, weather is bad, but we have great sales this quarter. So looking at, if you use keyword search, what did you get? If you use keyword search, what do you see is bad is a negative word, great is a positive word. If you want to give a keyword search, you have one hit for bad, you have one hit for great, and the sentence to you, if you use keyword search, it will be neutral sentence, because one negative cancels one positive. So the whole sentence will look neutral to you. But when you read on your own, it doesn't sound neutral, because the sentence looks like a good sentence. Because you know, the company has great sales. It's positive. The bad weather, as an investor, that's just a joke. Why do you care? Why do you care about a joke? Why do you care about some like sentiment talking, like a casual talking about the bad weather? So for investors, they will perceive this sentence as a positive. But if you do keyword search, you have one bad hit, one good hit. They cancel out each other, will be neutral sentence. So this something wrong with keyword search. Okay, something wrong. So what's wrong? The reason is wrong because the bad motivates weather, and the great motivates sales. When you just keyword search bad, you don't know what bad motive. We don't know what subject bad is motivating. Here is weather. So if you know bad motivates weather, then you know weather doesn't matter to you. So you don't need to consider the information about the bad. When you know the great motivates sales, you know sales is important, so you will count the information from sales. So the problem here is you only consider the information about the bad. You don't consider the relation between bad and the weather. If you know the relation between bad and the weather, if you know the bad motivates weather, if you know the relation between the two words, you will be able to discount the bad. And if you know the great motivates sales, you will highly value the great, because great is has strong relation with sales. So that's the problem. That's the problem with keyword search. Keyword search only consider the single meaning of the bad, without consider the relation between the words. You only consider the single meaning of the great, without consider the relation with sales. Because of that, the keyword search cannot do the job. So we need to do what? We need machine learning to get not just get the single meaning of the keywords, we also need the relation between the words. So that's what machine learning can do. Okay, this is the first example. Let's look at a second example. Let's look at a second example. A double-digit increase is not an unreasonable goal, especially in the countries and regions not exposed to extreme weather events. So we have two negative words here. One is unreasonable. Another one is exposed. Let's look at the first case. If you use keyword search, you have one hit for unreasonable. You have one hit for exposed. So you have two hits, negative. So the whole sentence will read negative to you. And then there's a huge problem here. First problem is the unreasonable. There's a negation for unreasonable. The not negate the meaning of unreasonable. So we are not talking about unreasonable. The CEO is not talking about reasonable. The CEO is talking about reasonable because they kind of negate the meaning of unreasonable. So it's completely wrong. If you use keyword search, same thing here. Then there's a negation on the expose, and the expose also modifies countries and regions. It doesn't matter. We don't want some negative. If the negative words modifies countries and regions, we don't care. We don't care. We only care about the negative words related to the firm performance, sales, revenue, blah blah blah, important things. We don't care about the weather. We don't care about location. So that's another. This is similar thing. Why the keyword search cannot do the job? Because keyword search only consider the meaning of the unreasonable, without considering that not has strong relation with unreasonable. If we know not has strong relation with unreasonable, and we can do the adjustment, we can flip the meaning of unreasonable. But the problem is you don't know. The problem you don't know. Okay, same thing here. You don't know the not kind of have strong relation with exposed, and you don't know the exposed have strong relation with country and the regions. You don't know the relation between the keywords, and then you only consider single meaning of unreasonable. If you only consider single meaning of unreasonable, it's a negative. But if you consider the relation between not and reasonable, you can flip the meaning of unreasonable. That's the problem with keyword search. In academic terminology, keyword search assumes independence of each keyword without consider the relationship between other words and the context. That's why keyword search has great limitation. Okay, let me just repeat it one more time. Keyword search only assumes independence of each keyword without considering relation with other words and the context. That's why keyword search has limitation by only consider the single meaning of that keyword. Same example here. So how we